We're back again, guys. 2 podcasts, 2 days. I'm exhausted. I'm sure the others are too.
You sound defeated.
I am weary.
I'm joking.
Weary.
We love what we do, don't we, folks?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Welcome. Right, anyway, welcome back to the Bring a Bit podcast. Got the old folks, me, Henry, Rory and Tom with me.
Me, Henry, Rory and
There's
Tom.
4 of us.
No,
this week,
I'm saying
isn't
me, Henry. Me, Henry.
Me, Henry, Rory and Tom.
Yeah.
there? Oh, good.
I think they know what I mean.
So there's not an imposter in here, then?
There's no imposter. Right. Anyway, today, it was a bit lucky actually because I got a little recommendation to have a look at askreddit, which is I think I'm starting to think, and I haven't been on Reddit very long. I'm starting to think that Reddit might be like the sort of creative capital of the internet because there's actually so much gold on there. There was enough film stuff for me to surf for about 2 hours and find like 10 ridiculously interesting questions. I think I've actually got 9 because I think there was a little ominous exclamation mark above one of the pictures that I was trying to send to myself so that I could put it in a Word document because I just screenshotted it. But yeah, interesting stuff. So I've only got 9, but to be fair, I just added one now, so I've got 10, and then 2 little ones if we need it, and then I've asked Rory and Tom to think of their own ones. So we shouldn't be struggling.
Not giving us a lot of time to think, though.
Yeah, we didn't give them a lot of time to think. So if we get any boring ones, like what name?
Actor has a name?
That was Tom's idea. What actor has a name? No, it was. The answer was more interesting than the question. Though. The answer was more interesting because I heard you just before I deafened you, and it was Army Hammer is the guy in Social Network, isn't it? And that is quite a cool name, Army Hammer.
It is a cool name.
Why wasn't he a Marine? Such a waste. Right. So I had a little surf on askreddit. I think I got banned yesterday. I'm allowed back on now, but for some reason I was looking last night and I got banned from it. Got no idea
You've
why.
been putting your smut on the internet again, haven't you?
I wasn't. I did ask a couple of questions, but I can't remember what they were. I don't think they were that offensive though. But
Wow.
you know, they
Who else agrees that Magic Mike is the best film? Is that what you were asking?
Mate, I don't mind Magic Mike. It's not a bad film. It's not a bad film.
Apart from that actress in it.
I think he was posting pictures of his favourite torsos from Magic Mike.
I love
Number 1 is Matthew McConaughey.
Probably not, to be honest, but okay, right. Let's kick things off because I've actually written answers for these in case we're struggling, in case there's some But Shrek's on the beach. I might as well get all of these out. He called Shrek's on the. I just realised what that means. Shrek's on the beach. Asked which scene in the film disturbed you the most? Which got under your skin the most?
I can already think of one.
I've got 3.
It's going to be exactly the same as Tom's, I reckon. My one.
It might be. Well, I'll go first just in case.
Have a little think about it though.
Well, I already know.
Go on then.
So has anyone seen The Second Human Centipede?
Oh no. Okay. Cool.
No, but I know the concept.
It's horrific. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. I genuinely nearly threw up while watching it. There's a lot of dreadful scenes in it. I don't know how friendly they are for a podcast, so I won't go into an immense amount of detail. Just things to do with sandpaper, things to do with stapling, things to do with feces. It's the whole film could be one horrendous scene that makes you want to die. Really. So I would never recommend it. It's not even one of those films where I'm like, oh, you should see it once just to see it. It's not even that. I watched it and I was horrified. Never watch it.
So you would say you could officially say that this film is worse than Hitler, Tom?
I think that's a bold comparison to make.
To be fair, we do want to be careful. There's not many things worse than Hitler. Other than Stalin. I don't think we should go into detail. I don't think we should go into detail about what that film is about, Tom, because I think we're still registered as
exactly
a kid safe.
Sex offenders. Oh right, okay. Sorry, it's just me.
Right.
Sorry, carry on.
Anyway, do you want to say your disturbing film, Rory?
Yeah, I got two by the same person.
Right.
I've got Hereditary. You know when she gets her block knocked off by that lamppost, and you then see a rotting head by the side of the road.
That is quite bad. Yeah,
I thought that was pretty disturbing.
Bad.
It's not the worst. I've got like a, carry on.
And then I've got pretty much all of the film Midsummer. I feel like most of that's pretty disturbing.
We watched that, and I swear to God, everyone was just looking at each other throughout the whole film.
What is going on?
We all sat there, all of the Brigham family, you might call it. We all sat in the cinema, and we got out, and it was like, well, that was the worst film I've ever watched.
The funniest one was Craig. Craig coming out and being like, Craig hasn't seen a lot of films. He's not a film watcher. He's pretty much just
definitely not
Wickham and cricket.
Watching it.
And he came out and he was like, well, I think that might have been the most dreadful thing I've ever seen.
I agree with him though. And usually
it wasn't far off.
He does exaggerate. I swear. Wait, was it just the rumor, Tom, that you were sort of like bigging it up a little bit, saying, "Oh, this was."
It was. I didn't like it. I was saying I didn't like it.
Okay. Anyway,
Lucas was just like, "Oh, I bet Tom loved that one."
Lucas is a top gaslighter. Anyway,
at the start, I thought that film was going to be alright. I remember they had that woven tapestry where it looked like there was going to be like something unfolding in it, but it just didn't really happen, did it?
Hereditary, I thought was quite a good film. At least.
Yeah, I think it was good.
It was decent.
Yeah,
50% of everyone
dove off the edge.
50% of the people watching it with us didn't, though. You know, but I think we watched that before Game of Thrones, even though I'd never watched it. But I just joined you for the 8th season. But anyway, I've got 3 nominees for the scene in the film that disturbed me the most. I've got one of the Sanctum drowning scenes. Have you watched Sanctum?
I haven't, but I do have a story for that.
Disturbing. But go
on. So I remember we were in the cinema watching a film. I don't remember what one. But the trailer for Sanctum came up, and at the end of the trailer, when it said the name, Ollie McCabe just went to me and went, "Scrotum." And I just looked and went, "It says Sanctum."
I would have said the exact same thing, Tom. That is shocking.
You should have just said yes.
No, okay, right. No, I've got 3. I've got the Sanctum drowning scene. I've got the 28 weeks later opening. Because I watched that when I was about 10 years old, which I don't think that film was designed for 10-year-olds.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that film was designed for 10-year-olds. I think I watched it with Rory, maybe Josh Bird.
Ollie Baker.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I was disturbed by that. I think me and Rory both had nightmares for weeks, but we've only recently found out that we both had nightmares.
I completely forgot about that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just because those sort of horror movies scare me more because they don't look like that far-fetched.
Yeah, the ones that could happen.
Even though it is. I mean, all of it is far-fetched, but it doesn't look far-fetched. That's the thing.
The bit where he's chasing them around the underground. It's his dad, isn't it, that's chasing them around the underground?
Yeah, that's horrid. That is
horrid.
And my final one, which to be honest, I think it would. I don't know. I think 28 weeks later might take it because of how young I was. But for pure, like, sort of disturbing value, I'd say the Sinister tapes in the like either the lawnmower one or maybe the drowning one, like the beds. Like, oh my god, Sinister is a horrible horror movie to watch. So
when with the music in the background as well, they're like, whoa.
Yeah, I barely even remember. The thing is, when I think back and I try to remember how scary it was, it wasn't. I can't imagine it being that scary, but I remember at the time, I think it was probably because of the music and stuff. It was horrific, so horrible. Yeah. But I'd probably go Sinister tapes because I got to go for the value that it created rather than just my age. Because I think if I'd have watched that when I was really young, the Sinister tapes, that'd have been bad news for my sleepy night.
That's good choice. Good choice.
That was a bit of a sort of a little Kickstarter, but is an interesting one. This is what I mean by Reddit creativity, right? One of the next one was you gain control of J.K. Rowling's Twitter account for a day. What unnecessary piece of information do you add to the Harry Potter's lore?
Oh.
So basically, what would you just make up?
I think before I do that, I just apologise on behalf of her for how dreadful she's been. But yeah, that's a good question. So you should have given us a bit of time to think.
Well, if you want, I can say the one that I wrote down first.
You go first.
Yeah, you go first.
Right. Actually, I had two. One of them I thought was quite good, and then it was really bad compared to my second one. I think what was the first one I thought of? It was just like, can't remember. You know what? I can't remember. my newest one was Harry got trapped in the wardrobe with a boggart in first year. You know, like the ridiculous thing.
Yeah.
Harry got thrown in the wardrobe with the boggart in first year. Like Draco threw him in or something and locked him in, and all the bad stuff that happened throughout all of those years was just the boggart. I mean, like the thing that like shapes what what you like fear the most, and it just turns into that thing. I thought, that's quite clever. Cool plot. So like that, it's basically a spin on the he was dreaming for the whole thing kind of thing, and it was just the boggart bullying him and having fun. And everything was just unfolding in the dark. A boggart, yeah. Have I said it wrong?
I don't know.
No, it's just funny.
Yeah.
I've got a stupid one that I can say if you want.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, go on in.
The reason that Snape is angry at the world is because he has a micro penis. Right, stick with me here. Stick with me. He became a potion master when he was young because he noticed all the students around him. Well, maybe he didn't notice it. I don't know if they have showers together and stuff. But his wasn't growing and the rest of theirs was. So he became a potion master to try and figure out how to, extend it, make it a bit bigger. And maybe Harry's dad had, a magnum dong. And it was known throughout the school. And that's why he became jealous of him. And he managed to get the girl that Snape likes because she's like, wow, it's massive. Yeah, right. And then because of that, he takes it out on Harry. And then near the end, he sort of realises that size doesn't matter after all, and I'm going to save him.
Excellent.
That would be an interesting push for his redemption.
Redemption? I don't think that would be much for redemption.
No, but his redemption in the film. I just mean that would be an interesting reason.
Angle.
You got anything, Tom?
Well, I'll preface this by saying I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan. So I haven't really seen the film that much, maybe once. But I've noticed that she likes to add unnecessary bits of information that make no effect just for the fun of it, and just to make you feel sad about certain characters or angry about others. So I thought maybe, the dragons in Goblet of Fire that they're keeping there against their will.
He was really enthusiastic there.
Well, I know the dragons, Rory. What do you?
Yeah.
Okay, go on, Tom.
Tell me more.
I'm sorry for my friend.
It sort of seems like they're being kept there against their will, and so people might get angry at that, They're like, these dragons need to be free. They might be dangerous, but they need to be free. So it seems like the type of thing that she would do is to make them seem so dreadful that they should be in prison. So I think maybe one time she could just tweet saying that the dragons are Nazi sympathizers or Holocaust deniers or something along those lines. just so we thank God they're being kept behind these bars because they're Nazis.
I'm glad you said you were Harry Potter fan, Tom.
I like the idea that one of the dragons turns to each other and he's like, "Are we the baddies?"
Oh my God.
We've got skulls on our hats.
Skulls.
Original web show, if anyone's wondering what we're talking about. Right, third one. We spent a nice amount of time on these so far. So I mean, we might not need the little reject samples at the end. But anyway,
reject.
If instead of rebooting movies, and by the way, this is actually I suppose it could be similar to what I watched last. Oh, we didn't actually ask how each other were at the start. That's not that wasn't very good.
Well,
I'm
it
good,
doesn't matter.
thanks, mate.
Yeah, well, good, great, but I watched Enola Holmes last night.
Oh yeah,
I think
Oh,
it
yeah.
came out yesterday. It's like sort of a whole spin on like the Sherlock's younger sister,
yeah.
played by Millie Bobby Brown, and it was kind of good. It wasn't great. I feel like it had potential, but it kind of just it made itself a bit of like a simplistic family style film rather than sort of an exceptional film. But
Yeah.
Anyway, if instead of rebooting movies, it became a trend to retell them from a different character's perspective, you can see why I said it now. What film would you want to see retold and from whose point of view? Again,
Well,
I've got notes, but
I say you go first. Just give us a little bit of a think.
okay, right. Okay, actually, no, I didn't decide on a movie at the end. I think that the obvious one for movies would be the Joker from The Dark Knight. That would be like the obvious one. That would be the one that everyone thinks of within like 10 seconds thinking. Because it's just a fascinating character, and also there's a lot of planning behind the scenes that you don't see. But I thought it's not a movie; it's television. But to be fair, like we need to blur as a film podcast, we need to blur the lines between television and film because it's all moving image, it's all fiction. I thought one of Varys's little birds in Game of Thrones. So maybe like one of the cleaners that like listens to all of Cersei's like evil conversations with people, and you just go around hearing all these little extra bonus conversations. Because the best thing about Game of Thrones, I still think this is some of the the dialogue. That's not an unpopular opinion, I don't think, but and so I kind of thought maybe just getting loads and loads of bonus clips of dialogue that happened would actually make for a really, really good show. And also quite a unique perspective as well, just following around someone who just sees everything, rather than being an interesting character, just following around someone who sees everything. But yeah, that was my one.
Sorry, I had to step away for a second.
Okay,
I'm
well,
back.
you're back now.
I'm back.
I think I've got a relatively acceptable answer.
Okay. Do tell.
So this is sort of okay. You cheated a bit with the TV show, so I'm going to cheat a bit with a franchise.
Okay.
So I would like to be Luke Skywalker. Well, not me, but no, I would like to see it from Luke Skywalker's point of view.
Okay.
So I wouldn't have to see Rise of the Skywalker. He can die. He can die early on, so I don't have to look at that film again, and I don't have to experience it again. Yeah, spoilers. Luke Skywalker dies. Or I could do it even better. Actually, no, because I quite like The Last Jedi.
There is a very There's a very spoiler-heavy question coming up, Tom. I'm be careful. Right, carry on.
But yeah, I would say Han Solo, but I quite enjoyed The Last Jedi.
Okay.
So yeah,
okay.
I'm going to go with Luke Skywalker, so I don't have to watch it again.
Good concept. Did you think of anything in time, Rory?
Tom Rory. I did think I've got Gollum in mind from The Lord of the Rings as the only character that I kind of like to follow a bit more.
So just eating raw fish for like.
My idea is more like a limited series where we sort of just see him plotting and stuff and following the Fellowship. Yeah, his descent into madness as well.
To be fair, no, jokes aside, that'd be good. I'd be impressed if I thought of that myself.
I like how I said that I went and then I stopped, and then you understood what I was about to say.
Yeah, but yeah,
that's a good answer.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Back into Harry Potter, and I'm sure you're ecstatic, Tom.
Yes.
If you could add a fifth house, I wasn't going to add this because I was thinking, no, I don't know what to do. But if you could add a fifth house, what would its wizard values be? So we got Slytherin, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, Gryffindor.
Oh, the first thing that came into my head. It was in line with my dragon thing.
What? Just like a Nazi sympathiser cult.
yeah.
The Nazi house.
The house to be-
Have you seen Vampires Suck?
No.
The film?
No.
Is that they have like they'll just be like, those are the Cullens, those are the emo, like those are the emo,
Those are the Nazis.
those are the Nazi sympathisers. Oh my god! Imagine that. That'd be funny.
I won't do that as an answer.
Okay.
So-
I have a serious answer, but to be fair, I feel like
you
as
go
soon as
first.
I took a long time to think of this answer, so I actually feel like if you can't think of anything, we'll just leave it. But I put sort of I didn't name the house. I just did it like I thought of like Fred and George's little house. You know, it's like their little shop where they were just very
Oh, yeah.
experimental and innovative and all like just fun and gay. I thought I put creativity, curiosity, exceptional, and joyful. Because I thought
The
that would be like
inventor's house.
like inventors, like just people who are sort of advance the magic world rather than sort of just excel as individuals, I suppose. So there we go.
I've got one.
Go on.
The cauldron lickers. We get all the stupid students because there's not like a stupid.
There's got to be some, yeah.
We put them in there, and they like I don't know.
Yeah.
There must be like a SATs average though that you have to get into like Hogwarts.
No, but they just like, oh, you're a wizard. Come on. That's it.
Yeah,
There could be a lot of idiots.
You know the type that like break their wand, like run. Those sort of people.
One definitely should be in that. Yeah, he definitely.
And they put him in like maybe they put him in like the shed in the Lord of like Hogwarts or something.
You got a 4C in English into the cauldron lickers.
You go to the shed and they were just licking the windows.
What's wrong with the cauldrons? What?
I don't know. Well, no, there won't be any cauldrons in the shed, will there? Come on, Henry.
Right. Anyway, moving on. I've got This is a bit more of an easy one, I'd say. The last TV show you watched is having a zombie apocalypse. How screwed are they? I'll let you go first because this is an easier one to think of.
Well, okay. The last TV show I actually watched was The Walking Dead, so I probably shouldn't do that.
That's quite funny.
If. Well, how would you wait? I'll tell you what, Rory. You say yours. Tom, have a think about what would actually happen.
This is perfect.
Oh God.
Right, go on, Rory.
There's more zombies.
The last one I watched was Peep Show last night. So it's gonna be Mark Corrigan looking at the letterbox like need a poo, need loo paper, with the zombies in front of him.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, they're screwed. They are screwed.
To go out. That's
This is outrageous.
Imagine Mark just finally having enough and just chasing him with a pipe.
Yeah. I'm not the Barra.
That's great. Any listeners we've got from outside the UK might be struggling with that one, to be honest.
Yeah, we've got a few listeners in India actually. So
I know, Tom.
Oh, nice.
I told you that.
No, I wasn't telling. I was telling the listeners, Henry. This isn't just a conversation between us three.
Well, they know they're the listeners.
So we put into the public.
They're the listeners. They know they're listening.
Yeah,
they know their nationality.
No, he has got a point, Tom. Come on, mate.
Are you telling our audience what nationality they are now?
I'm telling the ones that aren't from India that we have Indian listeners.
What's important, Tom?
Oh my God! Right, let's move on.
Right. Anyway. Right. Oh, hang on. Did you go, Tom? Oh yeah, no, you did. You said Walking Dead. Do you want to? What will happen? Do you think?
Well, so this is a brand new zombie apocalypse. Then inside of a zombie,
just different zombies. How about like 28 weeks later zombies?
Yeah, I was thinking, like maybe those who are already infected get another infection, push them even further. Like,
yeah, that's good.
Make some mega zombies like the tanks from Left 4 Dead.
What? So like the one type of zombie bites another type of zombie, and they turn into like a level 2 zombie.
A mega zombie, like a tank from Left 4 Dead, and then it just makes things slightly more difficult because The Walking Dead is just the same thing over and over again. Like it's boring.
My example was a bit more of the they could do without that kind of theme. I've got Haunting of the Hill House. That was the last series I watched. In fact,
now there are zombies as well.
In fact, I was on Reddit. I think the day after I finished it, maybe the day after I reviewed it. I don't know, but I remember thinking, I mean, it's like all their problems are inside one house, and now they've got to worry about like everywhere. Like, imagine just like worrying about imagine being like Neil and worrying about the bent neck lady, and then a zombie just running through. It's like, oh come on, my plate's a bit full right now.
But then, would you also get zombie ghosts as well? Like after
a zombie's by very definition dead.
Yeah, but then if you kill that zombie, then that zombie might become a ghost.
So ghost is ghost tier 2 zombie then.
Yeah.
So it goes zombie then ghost. I mean,
would you might get zombie ghosts?
That's. I mean, the thing you almost feel like just don't kill the zombies. There's no point. They're going to be ghosts.
Yeah,
just a bit long, isn't it? Imagine
just doubling our problems.
Imagine just having imagine just chopping down a room full of zombies and then floating up off the floor as ghosts.
Yeah.
Come on, just dealt with them as zombies. Yeah, that's
That'd be horrific.
Right. Actually, no. Hang on. I think I did have 10 because I think I found it and put it back in. Okay. Well, we see. I don't know if anyone's counting. If anyone's got their fingers out, do let me know.
No, they're in.
Which TV series is good enough to watch right through to the end?
That's quite funny, Tom.
Wait, what did you say? Oh, I feel bad now. What was that?
You went as everyone got their fingers out.
You said if anyone's got
they're in.
Huh?
You said if everyone's got their fingers out, and I went, no, they're in. Right, it's enough. I don't like explaining.
Oh, that is top banter, Tom. That is top.
Yeah,
go with it. It was, to be fair to it was quite funny before you made him say it 3 times.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Anyway, right. Which TV series is good enough to watch right through to the end? That's quite a basic one. Actually, no. The person who said it is called Basic Thugonomics. That's the person who put it in. So basic person, basic question.
Well, you want something short and sweet.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
I'm not going to watch 12 series of 40-minute long episodes in one go.
In one sitting.
No one said right. No one said in one sitting.
But you just said in one go.
No, I said which TV series is good enough to watch right through to the end. So that just means like
just any show you want to watch all of the episodes.
I guess it just means that like a show that doesn't dip in quality at any point and doesn't get boring. I suppose that's how I'd interpret that. I don't know.
The Haunting of Hill House.
I put that and one other.
Daredevil.
Rory?
I'm struggling here.
I put Sons of Anarchy as my second one because I know people that who stopped watching Breaking Bad because it slowed down a little bit. Whereas I think Sons of Anarchy was genuinely quite high. It was like a soap actually. I remember thinking Sons of Anarchy was actually a little bit like a British soap, as in that it was just drama after drama, and every so often there was just a new annoyance, and there was just it was just layered. It was just like they never got a break. So I kind of thought, oh, that's quite high. That's like high intensity series that you'd probably just watch throughout to the end without really needing like a break or anything. So that's what I put. I don't know how many series. I think it's like 8 series.
Are we including shows that are still going on?
No, because there's no end yet.
Well, yeah, okay.
I've got mine. This is England, including the movie with the 3 seasons. Because I think that's unreal, Henry. Watch that.
It's very good.
It's got humour, good drama, and it's like gritty and realistic. I think it genuinely has everything, and I don't think any episode or even the film is worse than the rest. It's just great the whole way through.
Good stuff.
Agree.
I'll keep an eye out. Right. How many questions have we got from my screenshots? Anyway, 3. I've got 3 big uns left. Okay, and this is the opposite. This is the sort of the other end of the question I just asked. Which TV series is best to start watching and then bail just before reaching the end? I think there's an obvious, Game of Thrones was the really obvious one, but I didn't.
Dexter as well.
I think I saw all of these in
first
the replies.
4 seasons are unreal, and then it just goes slowly down.
I think it's like really. I think a lot of these answers are quite iconic, so there's not really many hidden ones.
I got one.
Yeah, I think I know.
How I Met Your Mother.
How am I?
Oh yeah, no, that was there. That wasn't the one I was thinking of though.
And Scrubs.
Right.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Tom said it. I was thinking
Yeah.
because the general rule is that you don't talk about season 9. You're supposed to consider it.
Doesn't make any sense. It's just so bad.
It didn't fit the tone. You can't get rid of the main character.
Yeah.
And then expect it to be popular.
Well, the thing I didn't like about it is like they had this massive goodbye, and then he's in half of the episodes in the last season anyway. He's just not the main character.
Well, he's just on the phone. He was like on the phone a couple of times. That was quite weird.
Yeah, it's just Yeah.
They incorporated him back in probably when the ratings were down or something.
Yeah, no. He probably regretted leaving.
Yeah, we can't talk about why How I Met Your Mother was there because that's like a story. Rather than a sort of a quality thing. I know that. I shouldn't know that. I actually got it spoiled to me in first year. No, start of third year at uni. But yeah, great.
Oh no.
That was about the time.
The last series of that is actually quite good. It's just literally like the last 2 episodes.
I don't know. I don't remember enjoying the last series as much. I don't think it was as funny.
Yeah.
I think I only got about halfway through. I just started watching it. I don't know what it was. But I just started watching it.
The Walking Dead, obviously, that's a big one. Although apparently it's picked up again, but I just can't get through that, like 3-4 seasons of it being really bad to get to the good seasons after it.
By the way, I actually think the last 2 questions might be the sort of the ones with the most like answers that you might feel passionate about. So it might be like a hard one for you to pick one for. One of them I've got is, and by the way, this is a massive spoiler one. So what we're going to do is we're going to name the show, and then if you don't want spoilers to that show, literally just skip ahead 30 seconds, a minute, however safe you want to be. So we'll say the show, and then we'll say it in a couple of seconds, just so there's absolutely no spoilers. Which character death hit you differently and why? And I've got about 5 for this one.
Is this in films and shows, or just?
Films, shows, just drama in general.
Let me have a think.
I'll do the popular ones first, maybe. Actually, you know what? I think I'll leave you to it because I've got loads. So if you do the popular ones, then I know I don't have to cover them.
I've got 2 from the same show.
Okay, what's the show? And then people can skip ahead.
The Walking Dead.
Okay, Walking Dead people skip ahead 30 seconds, a minute, whatever.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the first 5 seasons, let's say. So when it was still a very good show, there were 2 characters, Dale and Herschel, who were just they were like these little weary old men, but they were like they were so nice. They were good people. Like in the show, there were just so many dickheads, and there were so many people going from back and forth. But these 2 people were just really nice people. The way they died is just horrific. And it's really gruesome, and it's really difficult to watch, and like they're some of the only people that you're watching a show and you're like, I actually care fully about them. Then there's nothing bad, there's no bad bone in either of their bodies. They didn't deserve to go out the way they did.
Is that because, so is it not the manner of the death, but just, well, maybe the manner of the death, but like
one of the manners of the death,
more so to do with the fact that they died, basically.
Yeah. They really hit me, those ones.
I tell you what, we've somehow hit the half an hour mark. I don't know how on earth we've done that.
Oh wow!
Considering it was only 10 questions. Go on.
I've got one that I think you'll like as well, Henry. It's not even like a main character. It's not like a massive character in the show. But do you remember in Breaking Bad when Skipper is now? Yeah. It's in the 5th season where that kid gets shot by Todd. Is it Todd? Yeah,
no, I remember. They call him Meth Damon.
Yeah, that's it. I remember just thinking, fucking hell.
I'm surprised that made the list. I mean, I watched it and I was like horrified, but like still, you know.
I remember. I've got others from that show as well. I put. I'm actually forgetting their names though. That's the problem. The brother-in-law of Walt.
Oh yeah, Hank. That one.
The cop, Hank's death, mad. Walt's at the end as well, although he kind of deserved it. So
Well,
It
isn't
sort
it
of makes sense where
ambiguous?
it
Like,
was.
he doesn't.
I
They
don't.
don't
It
say
didn't
if he
affect
lives or
me that
die.
much. It's
Did it not?
it's just it's
I
a big
think
it's a
so.
big moment. I wouldn't say it was like a really like harrowing death.
Oh,
No,
Like
probably not. I suppose.
I've got I'll say like sort of the big seasons and then like maybe the smaller
Yeah.
seasons. I've got Peaky Blinders. So spoilers, just skip ahead 30 seconds, 45 seconds, whatever. So in season 2 or 3, when John died,
That's 4. Season 4.
is this season 4? Okay, not it
Yeah.
wasn't because of his death. It was because of the following episode, with like this funeral and like Arthur.
Yeah.
Arthur's acting in that, like the character who plays Arthur. Like that was really like horrible because it was like proper grief in that. And I remember thinking like some of the dialogue around his death was like really sad, and that was what hit. That's probably the bottom one. If I'm being honest, of all the ones I've selected, that's the bottom one, and I remember seriously being affected by that. But what was it as well? Sons of Anarchy. I've got Sons of Anarchy. Skip ahead. This is how far into it. It's like fairly late in the series, so even if you started it, you know, skip ahead. So Sons of Anarchy when Tara died. Who's seen Sons of Anarchy here?
I haven't.
The first season.
You haven't. Oh, okay. Oh, so Rory should have skipped ahead there.
I'm not gonna watch it.
Okay,
So just
anyway, the way when she died, like the music was like it was The Day Is Gone. That was on. I remember the music. And Charlie Hunnam's acting for that was like literally like top 5 performances, like individual scene performances I've ever seen, because he was literally like he was like proper put himself into that. Like you could tell he was like channeling something. And then I've got also in The Sinner, season 3. Skip ahead. Season people haven't seen season 3 yet. When Jamie died.
So me.
Right.
God's sake.
It's because he was it's because he was dehumanized quite a lot for the whole show, and then he was quite humanized for that bit.
Really looking forward to that bit.
Okay, I've got one more. This is an old series. It's Merlin, like the BBC show.
Merlin.
No.
The last episode, the main death, Arthur's death. That's top for me. I think just the music and the fact that it was just them two for the whole like 5 seasons or whatever, because it was my childhood. Because he was one of those
what hurt even more about that is that he doesn't tell him he's a wizard till the end, and he finally knows.
I know. I saw loads of fan fiction about that, and I was like, nah, not good. It was literally like people saying, like, it was people like describing a scene where Merlin gets all frustrated and they have a big manly hug about it. It's like, oh, just ugh.
I thought it was going to be worse than that.
Well, while you've been talking, I've had so many pop into my head. Okay, well, I'll try and go through them very quickly. So Scrubs, when Dr. Cox's friend Ben, when he dies, he's like, "Where do you think we are?"
Brendan Fraser.
That's sad. That's really sad.
Bridge to Terabithia. That one really gets me. That one gets me.
Don't know that.
I Am Legend.
Oh yeah.
When the dog.
And
I had one more.
Slow it down though, because give people
Yeah.
opportunity to skip.
So this one, I just wanted to go through them so I didn't waste much time.
Yeah,
This one I feel like it affects me more because it's based on a true story and it's like actually what happened. But have you seen the film Fruitvale Station?
No, I haven't.
No.
So it's Michael B. Jordan and it's based on I don't remember when it happened, probably like 2007 or something. But it's based on a police brutality and a murder that happens. And you know it's going to happen because it tells you at the start and it's just building up slowly to it. And when it happens, it really hits you. But yeah, I think that's all the ones I can think
of. I've thought of the worst one. You know, in Green Street, when where Pete Dunham's brother's son dies, and he's like,
Pete Dunham's brother's son.
He was your son, Tommy.
He was your son.
We could have died that day in Manchester.
It's funny
Only a
'cause
Polish hammer.
it's called Pete. It's almost like his name in the film is Cockney rhyming slang for his actual name. It's like Pete Down, Adam.
That might have been what it was, to be fair. You never know.
Right, anyway, we're on the 40-minute mark, so I'm going to go on to the last one, and then if you really, really want to get some in, if there's like one you really want to get in,
I've got two I think would be quite good ones.
Okay,
but they would be quite quick.
We'll go through them. Yeah, okay. The last one is what OST original soundtrack of a game/movie/show which made said material so much better to watch. So, like, what soundtrack absolutely made like a show? And I'm not talking like made it a little bit better. I'm saying like literally made it. Like it was.
Like, there's nothing else that's good about it. Just the soundtrack.
No. I mean, like, the soundtrack has got to be at least as reputable as like I don't know, one of the main characters.
I've got an easy one, but I think Henry's going to have it as well. Lord of the Rings is a good one.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I got Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Umbrella Academy.
Umbrella Academy, really?
That's
second season.
That's got a really good soundtrack. I haven't even watched it. I just listened to the soundtrack.
The soundtrack,
it wasn't good anyway. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they are pretty good. Yeah.
All the 80s, 60s, 70s songs. I feel like they make the scenes like 100 times better than they would have been otherwise.
Yeah. Good shout.
I've got some games in mind.
Nah, the thing is, we're a game. We're a film.
When you said it, you said games/film/TV shows.
So I apologize. I apologize for that. I didn't mean to do that.
You can, Mass Effect and Halo.
The Witcher.
Any people who are enthusiastic about game who's accidentally stumbled onto our podcast? There's your.
It's not unlikely that people that watch films play games as well.
I know. I'm trying to downplay Tom.
It's not working, mate.
Yeah, sorry, Tom. I take back what I said.
I'd say Lord. I think I listen to the Shire, 8 minutes of the Shire music, very often.
I listen to
Baggins.
I listen to Into the West, the one that Annie Lennox did. That's really good.
Oh yeah.
What about Into the Woods? Has anyone seen Into the Woods?
No.
Is that the one with James Corden?
Yeah, Into the Woods without delay.
I'd actually say, and I think it's a bit of a recency bias, but I'd say Haunting of the Hill House, those little notes that play during like certain scenes actually brought it together quite well.
I noticed one thing about Haunting of Hill House. The notes that they play on the piano there are very, very similar to the theme song for Daredevil.
Really? Oh.
Like, if you listen to the theme song, it's quite similar, but less horror.
Well, the notes in Haunting of the Hill House is like dun 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 dun, and it plays in all of the little sad scenes, including the end. And then it goes. I don't know if I'm saying this right. I think it goes up an octave at the end. I remember thinking how like distinctively effective that was. Because it was like the last like emotional scene, and I remember thinking, that was just done so well. And I don't think people understand how like effective those little differences make in like an emotional scene. I don't think people realize it.
Yeah. Horror is definitely something that's like, it's reliant on music a lot of the time.
And it's also at 10% capacity. The horror genre at the moment, I feel like it is going to be massive soon.
Yeah,
you can do it wrong though. Like I was watching Dark on Netflix with my mum and dad, and there's bits in it where do you know when like they try and make music loud and annoying, like to make you sort of feel a certain way? Yeah, I can hear that as well.
Tom, sort yourself out.
Yeah, you know when they make music overly loud and annoying.
Oh.
You know when they make music overly loud and annoying to make you feel a certain way about like what's happening in the scene. But that was just like it was just too much in Dark.
I just thought of a scenario where I cut that. to get rid of all of the echo and just to have you starting out by shouting it with absolutely it's fun. No, the concept is funnier than the execution, I think. Tom's gone. Tom's back. Right. Anyway, I'm gonna say okay. I'm gonna leave mine for the finale because it's so tribal. But yeah, has anyone got any? Because that was the last official one. Has anyone got any ones like they feel like they have to slide in?
I've got two that I wouldn't mind saying.
I've got one.
So
one answer each, then I suppose.
If you could have a yesterday-styled film based around any, this problem's probably Rory.
Good idea.
But based around any artist, who would it be and why? And I'm going to ban the answer for the Smiths because that one's obvious.
Any artist?
Morrissey's a fascist.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Have you not seen that tweet? It's like the movie Yesterday, but with the Smiths, so I can enjoy their music and not have to deal with Morrissey.
No.
My immediate thought was because like they've done the Beatles, they've done Freddie Mercury, like all the high tier ones. But my immediate thought was Michael Jackson, but I think that would stir up way too much controversy.
No, you could do that.
I think it would still be interesting.
Just focus on music.
Yeah.
I'd say Oasis or Led Zeppelin. I feel like
Oasis is a very good choice.
The sight of someone coming out and doing, I don't know, like rock and roll style for the first time, and then all doing Immigrant Song for the first time from Led Zeppelin.
So good.
That'd be sick.
Also, Oasis, Noel and Liam are massive dickheads, so
yeah, exactly. So you can make them not. Yeah.
You're gone.
I didn't actually think of an answer myself for that because I was too busy thinking of an answer for my other one.
Okay.
Which I'm quite. So, which horror movie scenario do you think you could survive and why?
Oh God!
So you plop right into the middle of a horror movie. Which one do you think would give you the best chance of survival?
My immediate. Oh God. No, don't worry. I was thinking of lesbian vampire killers.
Of course you were. You were thinking about that before he said that, weren't you?
No. Right. Everyone else think because I can't.
I went with Chucky / Child's Play because come on, it's a doll. Kick it.
Tom. Disappointing. It's obviously an evil doll with powers. It's not just a doll.
Okay. So in the most recent one, it's literally just a robot that's got like its wiring messed up, and it's a tiny robot. It's going to be weak. It's not going to be strong. Just kick it. It's a robot that smashes its head in. I watched the most recent one. Yeah.
There was obviously a lot more to it than that. There was like ghosts and stuff coming to life.
In the most recent one, it's not. In the remake, he's just Chucky.
Oh my God! Thing. I was thinking of Annabelle. Okay, right, yeah.
Not Annabelle. That's a demon, mate.
Although I still feel Chucky would put up a fight to being kicked. I still reckon you'd get a bit back.
It's a 2-foot doll. I reckon I could take it.
I got mine.
Tom.
I got mine.
Yeah, go on.
Amityville Horror. Because I would leave the house.
Oh,
I'd just go.
For the same reason, I would pick The Shining because I am not a member of Jack's family, so I'd probably be let go.
Yeah,
that's not the basis of it. But if you were there and you were in his position.
Yeah, when they came in the car at the first place, Henry just be like, "No, I think I'll give this one a miss."
I'm just gonna go.
No, I'd just go over to Jack and just be like, yeah, I never made you work too much. That was never me.
I don't think you're a dull boy.
So stupid. You just be like, okay, I'd go into Nightmare on Elm Street because I'm not one of the kids of the parents that killed him.
Well, actually, I'll just be an adult. I'm an adult now, so I'd just be like, oh, by the way,
the point of the question, Henry.
No, I think I'm honing in on it, Tom. But each to their own.
Can I do mine?
Yeah, you do yours because we've got like 10 minutes before the infamous 1 hour mark, which means no one will click on it.
Okay. All right. If you could bring an actor back from the dead for one performance, who would it be, and what would it be?
Oh god.
Heath
Oh my
Ledger
God,
for
I wish
another
I'd been-
Joker performance.
Oh, it's too obvious.
I don't care. Or Marlon Brando for anything.
I can't think.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of mine, to be honest now.
That's all I'm so. Oh no, that's not
Who's
good because
dead?
I know I'm gonna not. Well, a lot of people actually. I'd say more. Actually, no. Actually, wait. I think more people
There
are alive than dead.
There are more people that have ever died than there are that are alive right now. Little fact for you.
Yeah.
Isn't it the other way around?
I thought you were going to call them little fat pricks.
I don't know. Wait. Oh, maybe Alan Rickman.
Yeah. What for,
What
though?
for?
What would you want him to be?
Well, I've only ever seen him in Harry Potter, but I
What about
suppose.
Love Actually?
Yeah, I've never seen Love Actually.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm just thinking of there's so many, isn't there? Maybe the old Dumbledore just to see what he's like. Just bring him back for the original films and just dub him in and just see what happens.
nice.
That's trivialising the question a little bit, but
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
no, I can't think. That's so annoying because I reckon if I'd have given you time.
Just
Philip
anything
Seymour
because he's an
Hoffman, yeah.
incredible actor.
Good shout, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
I want
Rick Mail. He's
Bruce
more of a
Lee.
comedian. Rick Mail, anyone know?
Yeah, I know Rick Mail.
Yeah,
I
from
know.
Bottom and what's the other?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to see it, like, because he was supposed to be in something, and
He's
then
in the young ones.
Yeah, the young
as well.
ones, but the more modern series with Greg Davies. I think he died before he could do that, or maybe do the second series. I didn't watch it, but
I didn't even know this guy was dead.
yeah.
Who?
Spoilers.
No, Leslie Nielsen, the person from Airplane and like Naked Gun.
Oh, right. Oh, that's
that
sad.
is sad.
Or who's it? What's his name? Who's it that played Saruman?
Oh, Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee.
Lee's
Yeah,
a good one.
Oh yeah, shout.
there's so many. Bruce Lee.
Oh man, no. Oh mate, who's the young one? The one who died, like he was in a Terminator Salvation. Andy something maybe.
Oh, yeah.
I feel
I
bad.
can't remember.
I feel bad.
Yeah,
for saying
something Yevlin. Something
Yeah,
Yevlin
maybe.
or something like that.
Oh, is he the one that was in Star
Yeah.
Star
Trek?
Trek.
I'd bring him
Yeah.
back because he didn't live a full life, and I feel bad.
You could do that.
Maybe-
Yeah, Paul Walker maybe.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Robin Williams.
Oh,
Oh, of course,
Robin Williams. Yeah,
You could consider him an actor, couldn't you?
Yeah, well, he was
He-
an
he
actor.
was more
he was
comedian.
an actor.
He was more a comedian than an actor, I'd say. I don't know. Actually, no. That's
Did he
that's
do a lot of stand up?
Yeah. No, he
I
did.
think he did films more than. Well, yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
that
No, okay.
counts.
Yeah. No, it was stupid for me to say it was more. Yeah. But
Yeah, there's so
that's
many. It's hard
he
to
was
pick.
he
just
was
one.
unreal, Robin Williams.
It's hard to
Um,
pick
Yeah.
just one.
I've got one last question, and we've got about sort of like if we aim to finish it in about 5 or 6 minutes. It's a fun one. Well, okay. Well, I'll say the honourable mention questions first. You don't have to answer them. If an actor read out your eulogy, who would it be? And you can add Godzilla to any movie. What happens now? I thought that could be quite funny, but no.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
Add him to Godzilla. So there's
Two
two.
Godzillas.
Anyway, any two characters to fight to the death, and you get to watch it. That's the ultimate question. Everyone wants to be recorded talking about that, and we have the dream right here. Which two characters fight to the death, and you get to watch, and you're not harmed. You're behind bulletproof glass, and
I don't think bulletproof glass would help me in my situation.
what if the person had bullets?
Well, I was thinking I think seeing Godzilla fight something would be great. Like actually seeing it in real life, that would be amazing. But I don't know who.
I remember thinking the Hobson thing from the Hobbs and Shaw thing would be quite good. I mean, that's obviously that's not my answer.
You could pick anyone. You'd pick a human.
What do you think is like the most badass, like sort of?
I got one.
Yeah, go on.
Daffy Duck versus the Nazgul from Lord of the Rings.
Rory.
That'd be a very fair fight.
What do you think? No.
I think realistically, I might take, like the epic rap battles of history. Do you remember those old things? Do you remember epic
Yes.
rap battles of
Oh,
history?
yeah.
Like Hitler versus Vader? We said Hitler a lot in our last few podcasts. Right. Hitler versus Vader.
He's like the fourth member here, really, isn't he?
He's... Jesus Christ. Sorry.
Sometimes we call him the Fourth Reich. Am I right, guys?
Oh my God. Right, anyway. I feel like I'd take one for the team. I feel like there's a lot of people that would want to see Gandalf versus Dumbledore. I feel like I might take that one for the team. I don't necessarily think it'd be the best fight because I feel like magic is a bit of a cop out of an action scene. But I don't know. Like so many people would demand that.
What about Voldemort against Darth Vader?
Voldemort against Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Can you block a Vada Kedavra with your lightsaber?
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe use the Force to do it.
Yeah.
Use the Force to stop. I don't know. But no one knows.
We don't know how these things exactly.
I'm redefining the question. Any two characters that aren't magic. We don't use little colourful magic spells anymore.
Matthew McConaughey in Magic Mike versus Channing Tatum in Magic Mike.
And this is how you're going to spend the
last. Have a dance off.
This is how you're going to spend the last 3 minutes.
We have Henry come in and see who does the best striptease on him in a chair.
I was thinking more like Batman versus Superman, that kind of thing.
Does Godzilla count as magic?
No. It's not like a cop-out kind of magic. It's not
Godzilla. I know we're going to see it in a film anyway, but Godzilla versus
Godzilla v Hong Kong. Oh no, King
Kong. You did not just... Godzilla versus Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Right, that's going straight in the description. I'm actually writing that down right now. No, that's ridiculous.
That's probably happened before. He probably has trampled over Hong Kong, hasn't he?
Do you think that's the entrepreneurial story of Godzilla trying to make his way in a capital city? He's just really struggling to get his name out there.
Wearing a suit and
just handing his CVs out to various shopping centres and stuff.
So have you got your CV with you?
Oh, brilliant! This is comedy. This is what we come for. This is what you come for to the Bring of It podcast.
All you have to do is sit through 55 minutes to get to it.
Don't say sit through. I'm sure they're having a nice time.
that idea of him doing that's actually got me going.
Just the idea of him being fully sized while doing it as well, and just having to bend out to all the shops. It's the weird details that are really getting me.
So, what would you say is your best quality as an employee?
If you want some advice, I'd probably advise you to use an image of yourself to personalise your CV and include a cover letter. Right, okay, I think we should end it there, to be honest.
Yeah, probably.
All right, thanks for coming to the Bring It podcast. Credit to us for just getting under an hour, I think. I hope so. 59 minutes is so much more clickable than an hour, so I hope you agree. But anyway, I just need to type in Craig leave, and then we are done. So do you want to say goodbye?
Good night.
Oh, it will be good night, won't it? Because I'll be uploading at 6. Right, good night.
Yep.
Ciao.